and I'm Cici, and this is Mia, and this is Charles. And today our topic is about subdivided units. Before we start, let's take a look at the following video.
Survivors of the deadly fire are beginning to pick up the pieces. They returned to their homes this morning for the first time since Wednesday's blaze to pick up their belongings. Residents were split into 7 groups, with those living on the top floors the first to enter. The building sustained heavy damage. Although the buildings department has declared the structure safe, most residents have now decided to move out.
A man named Charles has escaped from the horrific fire blazing in an old building in Tokugawa, and he has expressed his view over the mishap he encountered.
Hello everyone. I'm one of the survivors who just returned home to collect my belongings, and you could just see me on the news a minute before, and I would never live there anymore. Never and never.
I express my condolences of your care for your family. How do you feel? Can you describe the situation better?
I haven't recovered from my sadness yet. You know, my lovely wife and my 2 adorable kids have got killed in the horrific fire. My property vanished in the twinkling of an eye. If you wonder how my living condition there was, and I could just use the word nightmare to describe it. My flat was about 100 square feet. A mattress occupied almost the space. Things like TVs, utensils, and clothes just piled up on the mattress. And it sounds like a storage room or refuge rather than a living flat. No independent kitchen or toilets were available. That we had to share the public ones with other tenants. In some hot days when the temperature is about 30 degrees Celsius, my flat was boiling. Someone has even asked me, why don't you turn on your air conditioner? Are you kidding me? Air conditioner is such a luxury that is extremely far away from us. Mosquitoes fly around all the day, and we couldn't have any good sleep. All in all, we are just having a home, simply a living space, but without a home, without the reasonable, pleasant living environment that we should deserve.
How about the outside area?
Oh, outside our little space, there is another nightmare situation. The corridors are so extremely narrow that one has to turn aside when passing through it. The fire escape routes were blocked, so if there is a fire, the chance of survival must be very, very low. But the most terrible thing was that the drunken and prostitutes living there, posing a serious danger to security, leaving us anxious, depressed, and feeling unsafe.
Then why don't you leave?
Oh, I hope so, but I have no choice. You know, we are waiting for a public housing flat, but we are still on the waiting list of the housing authority. We wait, and we are still waiting. But the most horrible thing is that the housing rent outside has been skyrocketing, and that we cannot catch up with it. So we have no alternatives but to choose the coffin homes.
I see. Then how would you plan for your future?
About my future, I cannot see any light. Though the government has resigned me to a better and larger flat in Hong Kong, facing Victoria Harbour, but I cannot share this joy with my family members anymore, because they have just passed away. And I have to live by myself in the aftermath of this horrific fire, and I have to live for the rest of my life.
Thank you, Charles. Now that we've listened to Charles' experience, maybe we can take a look into the issue of subdivided units.
Thank you, Cici. In the following few moments, I'll give you a clearer picture of what the subdivided flats is really about and the potential dangers and the reason behind the popularity being the subdivided flats being so popular. Subdivided units, mostly found in old buildings, is about, it's usually refers to the flats being divided in two or more units, in two or more individual units. Usually the area of these rooms is about only 100 meters square feet, and yet their rent ranges from hundreds to $1,000 per month. But the fact is, no matter how much the rent is, the tenants are paying to live in jeopardy and with discomfort. The living environment there is simply so cruel. For example, just as the victim Charles has mentioned, the rooms are very compact. Limited space with poor ventilation results in a low standard of hygiene. Moreover, there is no independent bathroom or kitchen, and the tenants have to share them with the others. And also, when the owners divide the flats into smaller rooms, the associated building works have actually weakened, such as the adding non-structural partition wall will have weakened the structure of the buildings, which adversely affect the building safety. And last but not least, we have as Charles has mentioned, in the tiny little space of these units, the space is mostly occupied by furniture, electronic appliances, miscellaneous items, etc. So with no clear aisles for entrance and exit, there is it is very dangerous when there is a fire. So obviously, when these subdivided flats are not ideal places for anyone to live. But this leads us to a question: why the demand for this flat is still raising, even though people actually know that these flats are not suitable places for them to live? Do you want to have any ideas? Do you want to discuss it? So yeah, just as Pauline mentioned, expensive rents of the other flats is one main reason. Well, for most tenants of renting these subdivided flats are mostly new immigrants from China and poor people from the lower income class. For new immigrants, they do not have the right of abode in Hong Kong, and therefore they are not even eligible to apply for public housing estates. So in the end, they could have no choice but to live in these subdivided flats because these are the flats that are only affordable to them. And for the people from lower income class, the inadequacy of public housing flats is the main reason why they have to choose. As the victim Charles has mentioned, the waiting period for the lower income class is too long before they can finally move in. So during the waiting period, they will only choose these subdivided flats to live because they are relatively cheaper. And in addition, limited job opportunities is also another pushing force to urge the people from the lower income class to rent these subdivided flats. As most of the job opportunities are found in towns, people from the lower income class are reluctant to live away from the towns for the sake of high transport costs. So this raises the demand for accommodation in town. But unfortunately, these people from the lower income class should only afford the subdivided units because, as Pauline have mentioned, one really important reason, the rents for other flats, more comfortable flats are really higher and not affordable to them. So to make a short summary, the rise of illegal subdivided flats is a result of first, not having the right of abode in Hong Kong, and second, inadequate public housing estates. Third, high land price and resultant skyrocketing rents. And last, limited job opportunities outside the towns. So now I'll pass time to Cecilie to talk about some suggestions for improvement which we have come up with.
In response to the problem, we've come up with a few ideas which we think would be useful to alleviate the problem. First, on a short-term basis, governments can launch more regular safety checks on buildings so as to limit the potential danger of these subdivided units in the past. Secondly, the government should enforce some financial support schemes, say the community cohesion fund, for lower-income families to enable them to rent some better flats. In the long run, we suggest the governments to provide to increase the amount of public housing estates available. At the same time, stricter criteria should be used on application for public housing estates, and priority should be given to those who are really in need. Moreover, we suggest governments make amendments in the building ordinance so as to cover the subdivided units. Therefore, the owner of these units are obliged to provide better living environments to the tenants. And furthermore, we suggest governments creating more job opportunities by launching some new infrastructure and offer travel subsidies to attract people to live in some new towns. We believe that this will help to lower the demand of accommodation in urban areas, so the rents will be lower and make it more affordable to most of the low-income groups. And last but not least, a community organization can provide some courses for people renting these units to attend, so as to raise their awareness in housing safety. And most importantly, I think that people living in these units should be extra careful, because if anything bad happens, it not only affects themselves or their families, but also the entire building. After all, no one wants these tragedies happen again. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, any oral feedback?
Can I give myself?
Yes?
Well, I think I was way too nervous and not fluent enough.
You know, one thing is really important to know about your own weakness. I really appreciate that, and to be able to address that. I think this is a way to move forward. I think thank you for sharing that. Yes.
I also think I moved a little
You are Cici Lau, right?
Chen.
Okay. Any other oral feedback?
I think it's a very good idea to have child being a victim of the fire. Yes. But after all, I have no idea what is the product or the purpose of the sales promotion.
Actually, we are not doing about the sales promotion. We are doing the presentation. We want to address the issue of the subdivided flats because the trending from blah. So we want to kind of raise the awareness of this issue to the most people.
Thank you. Good point. I think good point. You did change the topic.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think you guys introduced a different genre, which is like a news documentary, like a news report sort of thing, right? And yeah, that's good. I encourage that because this is a variety course, basically. And we don't really have enough time to explore as many varieties of speech and writing as we could. But introducing that, and that's very important. I think. Thanks for being here.